Hi, my name is Ingrid. I'm doing a short tour of my Derwent drawing and mixed media sketchbook. I'm new to doing art and drawing, and this was inspired by one of my favorite YouTubers, Natasha Newton. I drew here on Fabriano paper, and here we go. Here is the first one. Just a little landscape using only the pencils. Second one. Another landscape. A little bit of acrylic paints and micron paints used for smaller details. Here I used some Winsor & Newton gouache as well as my pencils, and for finer details some acrylic paints. This one is my favorite personally. Gouache again, Winsor & Newton, Derwent drawing pencils, and a couple of other pens used for finer details. I like this little landscape. This one looks a little bit childish. It was watercolor by Roman Schmoll, plus some pens, I think Copic pens, and Derwent drawing pencils. Here we have, once again, Derwent drawing pencils, pens, and Roman Schmoll for the mountain. Love Roman Schmoll watercolor paints. Here we have some gouache again with paints and Derwent drawing. A little sort of desert mountain scene. Here again, I think this was, I don't know whether it was gouache or watercolor, but it's also pens and Derwent drawing. Here I've added to my 24 collection, and then I now have 72 Derwent drawings, and I did something that's a bit subtler here, and using, for the mountain, I think the background of the mountain was Roman Schmoll watercolors. Here again, Roman Schmoll, the pencils, and some other pens for details. This one I almost tore out of the book because it was actually a flop. I managed to save it a little bit. The front is supposed to be water, but no, it didn't turn out to be water. The clouds are supposed to look like rain clouds, but once again it's watercolor, pens, and my lovely Derwent pencils. Once again, here, there's a little castle or a tower. Do you see it? Same media used here, really. I like this one. Oh, this one was very bright. This is a really bright color. It's a gouache by Winsor & Newton. I saved it a bit by adding some detail with pencils, but once again, pencils, gouache, and some pens. Don't really like this one. This one is Roman Schmal watercolor, and I almost thought, it's not going to work. Then I decided, how about some bare birch trees? So here we go. The final one in the book, the clouds look very childish, but I enjoyed them. They look fluffy. And yes, Purple Mountain with some details. Once again, watercolor, pencil, and some pens. And that is the end of my first ever little sketchbook that I did with pencil. I will follow up with my first watercolor sketchbook in a next video where I share my July watercolor challenge. I actually did more than the 31. I filled the complete Bao little sketchbook, but that's something for later. I hope you enjoyed this. Give it a thumbs up if you did. And sorry, this is my first video ever, so technology and things are not working in my favor here. Goodbye, have a nice day.